Goodbye Santa Catalina. Now that we have our fuel, we're off to Isla Cebaco, our next stop on our journey back to Panama City. Isla Cebaco is only a 13 nautical mile sail away. We're going to spend the night there, and then the next day we're going to sail 20 nautical miles to YKnot. Again, this will just be an overnight anchorage. The next day will be a 63 nautical mile sail to Benao, where the boys will catch up with some surfing. After that, the intention is to head up to Vista Mar, but we ended up in San Jose, 85 nautical miles away from Benao. This was due to the wind and the current pushing us south. So we're pretty close to Isla Cebaco now. I've got a few more miles to go. We just got to round this point here and that rock on the very end. Then we're going to turn to port. We've also got a little bit more wind now, so we've managed to get the YKnot route, and that's given us an extra knot of speed. And it's not really worth us getting the main up at the moment. It's such a short little run in. We're going to turn around this corner and then we're going to be dead downwind sailing probably. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Looking forward to getting in there, put the anchor down and do some school probably with Nathan.
Isla Cebaco is an elongated island 25 kilometers long, with beaches everywhere. We were located in the southwest of the island, in a large bay facing the Gulf of Montijo. This area is a big game fishing destination, with game fishing lodges in remote locations, like this one strategically located to take customers out to catch large fish, such as the black marlin, cubera snapper and yellowfin tuna, and many other large species.
We're literally the only ones here. There used to be an old mooring field, which is just behind where we're anchored there. And there used to be a fuel barge that we read was here. So luckily, when we needed fuel, we didn't come here because there is no fuel barge. There is nobody here. We have this whole incredible bay all to ourselves. Oh, it's a beach. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the kind of bird we saw on the beach yesterday, boys.
We couldn't resist a dinghy ride around the bay to check out the beautiful beaches we could see from the boat.
This is incredible, hey guys.
Sadly, we couldn't stay long as we had a good weather window to get to our next anchorage, but we couldn't resist a quick play with these beautiful surgeon fish that came to visit.
These are the ones that people want to... Oh wow! And here he comes.
You saw that? I just touched him. I'm gonna try.
Here, Phil.
Good boy.
So that storm just hit us. So now we are all soaking wet. My rain screen's up. How much was it blowing?
Well, it got up to 30 knots from absolutely nothing.
From 2 knots to 30 knots.
Yeah. So now we're just going to shelter inside. Now just put it away. The wind is high. We make our way into the YKnot anchorage for the night. Lots of rain and cloudy skies. Early the next morning we depart for Benao, and it's not long before the boys are hooked into a fish. The fishing in this area is superb.
Okay, a yellowfin. Is it a tuna? Yeah, a yellowfin tuna. Yellowfin tuna. Nice size. I'm going to go do school. Just waiting for Mum to get it ready. Meet her.
in Benao, which is the Pacific side of Panama's surf capital. Lots of surf lodges here, beautiful river there. Big beach. Boys have gone surfing already. A few more houses and development here. I'm guessing that's because it's a holiday spot. My car anchored out there with the Ensenada next to us, so all is good. This bay can probably get a little bit uncomfy when it's heavy swell, because the swell just comes straight in from the Pacific onto this beach, which is why it's a surf beach. But at the moment we're good. We're still rocking a little bit, but we're good.
We're looking for crocodiles. I send the advance party in sensibly, skipper's privilege, and live bait is out there. Let's see what we can get. No crocodiles have been found.
They obviously like crabs.
No, it's pretending to be dead, I think.
I love the way he leaves just his claw out. He's angry. I love the way he hides his eyes.
Stick.
He's beautiful.
Wow. Oh, he's digging. He's gonna give an it.
This popular surf break is lined with laid-back resorts and restaurants, with everything from basic backpackers surf lodge to the more luxurious Blue Benao restaurant and beach club.
Oh, he's so beautiful. Is he going in that hole?
Did a very colourful iguana.
He's not really that scared.
These big swings were awesome. It's a shame it wasn't high tide, as my feet would be touching the water.
After a couple nights and one last surf, it was time to head off and round Punta Mala, which means bad point. The reason this area is called this is because of the 3-meter tide which fills up the Gulf of Panama, and strong currents which run down this headland. On our navigation software, Navionics, there is a shipping warning about the strong currents in this area.
We've been tracking that dark cloud in the background. There was lightning in those clouds. It was 26 miles away when we first looked. It's now sitting at about 34 miles, so it's moving away from us. So we feel it's safe enough to depart. It is, after all, the lightning season out here in Panama and the rainy season. So there is never the perfect weather window. At least it feels like we've got a bit of a breeze today, and so hopefully we'll get a bit of a sail in. Goodbye Benao, what a cool spot.
Sadly, the wind never materialized, and we had to motor slowly into the current. It gave us the opportunity to get the drone up and capture some great images.
With no wind and the strong current, we were barely moving, as you can see from our speed on this track recording. Finally the wind's picked up, we've got about 15-16 knots. So our battle into the current under engine has come to an end, and we can now use sail power, which is far more efficient when going into current. So we've got our speedo over the ground now to just over 5 knots, 5.5. We've still got a few knots of current pushing us in the wrong direction. So destination really is going to be towards Los Perlos. By the time we get through the night, I suspect we'll be pretty close to Los Perlos. And then probably in the morning maybe we make a tack up towards Vista Mar. We want to go and say goodbye to some friends at Vista Mar as they head off towards the Galapagos and French Polynesia.
So it's 1 in the morning and we are still battling this current. Sean's having to hand steer in order to get anywhere because we were going backwards at one stage. How are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm tired now. Now we're coming onto that big shipping junction here as well, which is annoying. And this guy's cutting inside. So we're going to be pretty close to it. Why he wants to do that now, I don't know.
20 knots of wind. The engines weren't getting us anywhere, so we had to turn them off. We're having to sail into these waves and wind. Not much fun. So we're just arriving in San Jose after a horrendous trip from Benao. This morning when we woke up we were just surrounded by dolphins, and we've been surrounded by dolphins all day long. And there's loads of them out here at the moment. And San Jose Island in front. This trip has taken us triple the amount of time to get here because of the current. We had a 2-knot current fighting us, pushing us away, and then we had about a 20-knot wind on the nose, so everything was pushing us towards Ecuador rather than towards Panama City. We've seen hundreds.
He pooed as he came out the water. Finally, we drop anchor in San Jose and take a well-deserved rest.